good evening, and pull your chair a little closer to the fire. Tonight on Campfire Stories, I've got a real one, a Canadian mystery, and this one is fiction, mostly. They call it the Bell Island Boom, off the coast of Newfoundland, and to this day, nobody can tell you for certain what happened.
A boom. You dragged me away from the woodstove for a loud noise.
Not just any noise, Carol. It was April 2nd, 1978, a cold, clear morning on Bell Island when the whole world seemed to split open. One colossal blast out of a sky with barely a cloud in it.
Clear sky. So not thunder then. You're already off to a rocky start.
That's exactly the trouble. Windows shattered clean across the island. Folks were knocked back on their heels. And over at one farmstead, a house was damaged with strange little holes burned right through it, as if something had reached down and poked at the walls.
Holes burned through a house. By what exactly?
Nobody could say. But it gets stranger. Out behind that same house, they found 2 chickens dead and their feet were oddly burned, just the feet, as though they'd been standing on something that came up out of the ground.
MARTY. The chickens. You had to bring the chickens into it.
I did, because it's part of the record. And all across Bell Island that morning, televisions and radios and every bit of electronics you can name simply blew out. Popped, went dark, some of them scorched. Whatever it was rode right through the wires and into people's parlors.
All right, that's a lot of coincidence for one loud morning. What do the scientists say? There are always scientists.
There were, and they came from far off too. The first idea was a superbolt, a rare and monstrous kind of lightning, hundreds of times stronger than the ordinary sort.
There you go. Lightning. Case closed. Let's go inside.
Except the sky was clear, Carol. No storm, no clouds worth speaking of. A superbolt needs a thundercloud, and there wasn't one to be had. That's the piece that never fit.
So a lightning bolt with no cloud. That's not an explanation. That's just the same mystery wearing a lab coat.
Now you're thinking like the folks who were there. And here's the part that raised the hair on their necks. The blast wasn't just heard on the island. It was detected far, far away, picked up by instruments hundreds of miles off, the kind meant to listen for something a good deal bigger than a chicken coop.
Instruments that listen for big things. You mean weapons?
That's the rumor that took root. Researchers arrived asking careful questions, and the whispers started of secret tests, of something fired or aimed or dropped, of an experiment gone loud over a quiet Newfoundland island.
And I'll bet not one of those careful people ever gave a plain answer.
Not one. They measured, they wrote their notes, and they went home. Some said superbolt, some said nothing at all, and the true cause is argued over to this very day. The sky was clear, the chickens were burned, the televisions were dead, and the boom went out across the sea to ears that were never meant to hear it.
And that's where you leave it. No answer, just a clear blue sky that decided to detonate.
That's where everyone leaves it, Carol. Somewhere out over Bell Island, the question is still hanging in that empty air, waiting on a storm that never came. Good night, and mind the sky on a quiet morning.
Good night. I'm unplugging the TV, just in case your story's contagious.